Yo, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to Small Talk Sports, episode 22, the Clayton Kershaw episode. We finally hit that illustrious 2-2 mark, and I couldn't be happier. Guys, thank you so much for all your support. I don't want to waste too much time on this intro because we have a jam-packed episode. All right, we have a lot of football to talk about. We have a little bit of basketball, a little bit of NBA stuff. Sorry, that's a lie. We're only going to be talking about the Lakers in one of our later segments, and I want to talk about why there are so few kickers in the NFL Hall of Fame. The answer might shock you, but between us, all right, if we're being honest, I don't think the answer is going to shock you. I would be remiss if I didn't at least address the obvious, and of course that's about Frances Tiafoe's unfortunate loss in the US Open, and you know what? I think that's actually a really good natural stopping point. Let's hop right into it. I'm going to keep this brief because I'm very torn up about it. Frances Tiafoe did in fact lose in the quarterfinals of the US Open to Ben Shelton. And I'm not going to disparage Ben Shelton in any way, shape, or form. If anything, I'm kind of happy that another exciting young American was the one to beat Tiafoe and move on to the semifinals. But this guy is 20. He has his whole career ahead of him, and to even make it to the semifinals of the US Open, to even make it to the quarterfinals. If he had lost to Tiafoe, I'd still give him a very hearty congratulations. But I guess we have to accept that Tiafoe lost. But I'm still going to be rooting for Ben Shelton. Believe me, I will still be rooting for Ben Shelton for the remainder of the US Open. I'm not too salty. I'm a little salty, but not too salty. It's all part of the game. I gotta hand it to this tank top Ben Shelton. Great young player. He hit the fastest serve of the whole tournament so far, 149 miles per hour. And I say so far because I have a feeling he's going to break that $150 mark. I really do think Ben Shelton is just going to inch over to that 150 mile an hour serve. Maybe he'll debut it in the finals, but all we know is the semifinals. He is playing Djokovic. I'm wishing Ben Shelton the best of luck moving forward in this tennis tournament, but I too have to move forward. In this podcast, let's talk about the NFL. There's some NFL rule changes you probably didn't know about. I want to go over the important ones. First one I'm going to talk about is the third quarterback rule. Now, this certainly could have helped the San Francisco 49ers in last year's NFC Championship. Basically, this rule means that you can have a third quarterback on the active roster without it counting to the official 53-man roster, thus leaving room for a different position somewhere else. Now, the third quarterback can only enter the game if the first and second string are deemed unfit to play. But then if those medical officials suddenly deem the first or second string quarterback eligible to return, third stringer's out of there. You might be familiar with flex games, but as part of this new broadcast deal, Monday night and Thursday night football now have the option to flex some of those games. The NBC Sunday Night Football deal stays the same. The significance of this is that no longer would the NFL just simply move a morning game into the night, but this rule does make room for games to be moved to an entirely different day of the week than what you planned for. Raiders owner Mark Davis put it best. He said, "If you have a Raiders-Chargers game in Las Vegas scheduled for a Thursday, and all the fans driving from Los Angeles, the Raider fans, and all 3 Charger fans buy their tickets and book their hotels, how in the hell do you schedule it and now say, sorry, it's on Sunday?" To be fair, the NFL chief media and business official did say that they don't expect this to be commonplace, but you never know. Fair catches. As we know, there's been a 23% increase in pop-up kicks on kickoffs with the sole purpose of your special teams unit pinning down the returner deep in their own territory. But no more, because those pop-up kicks are now obsolete, because you can do fair catches on kickoffs now. And regardless of where you are, the ball will be moved to the 25-yard line. I really want to know what the public thinks. I have my own opinions about it, but I think so far so good, right? Come on. Now that we are familiar with the rules of the NFL, I want to get into some of these picks, because we have some pretty good games coming up this week. I have about 6 I wanted to go over. The first one is going to be tonight, Thursday Night Football. The Lions at Kansas City playing the defending Super Bowl champions. Give me Kansas City. Give me Kansas City points too. I think they're going to win this game by more than 5 points. I think Jared Goff has a good game. I think that he still thrives. He's been doing actually really well in Detroit, but quietly. Not too much pizzazz over there, not too much fanfare. But I think Goff has a good game. Lions still lose. Next game, Sunday Night Football. We got the Cowboys over in New York playing the New York Football Giants. And the Cowboys are a minus 3.5 point favorite. I'm actually going to go with the upset here. I want the Giants to win, and I think that they are going to win. I don't know. Just something tells me that the Cowboys are really going to be missing Zeke. I don't think they made the right move. They should have given him all the money in the world. He had a pretty lackluster year last year, which is why he's currently on the Patriots. But I'm a Zeke lover. I'm a Zeke believer. And I feel like Dak Prescott has been one good season away for like the last 5 seasons. You can't be one more season away forever. Just give me the Giants. Cowboys still have work to do. And Monday Night Football, you have the Bills over at the Jets. Jets, Jets. They are a 2.5 point underdog. But give me the money line. Give me the Jets winning this game. This is going to be a statement game for both teams. But I honestly think the Jets have more to lose. And I also think top to bottom, they have a more talented roster. Don't kill me in the comments, please. We're getting the second edition of the Cook Bowl. Dalvin Cook, the newest member of the Jets, and his brother James Cook over on the Bills. They're going to be playing each other. Last year, it was a big deal and just one of the best games of the season, if you remember correctly. Another new guy that's on the Jets, you guys might know him, Aaron Rodgers. He is an MVP. He is a Super Bowl champion. And I think the Jets are going to have a pretty good year this year. So with these huge names signing to New York, with the Hard Knocks documentary following them, with all the expectations placed onto the Jets, they have the most to lose. They need the biggest statement game to start the year, prime time, Monday Night Football. Let's do it. Let's see the Jets beat the Bills. We have the Panthers at Falcons. The Falcons are a 3.5 point favorite, but give me the Panthers. Give me Bryce Young winning his first career NFL game. I like it. I want it. I think he's going to shine against a very weak Atlanta defense. Another game that has been on my calendar for months is the Raiders at Broncos. You could probably guess that I'm going to go with the Raiders upset. They are a 3.5 point underdog, but I've kind of left some breadcrumbs for you to believe that I'm picking the Raiders. I made a whole TikTok about how they're going to go to the playoffs. People didn't really like that one either. But you have arguably the best receiver in the league. You have a brand new quarterback who is just going to thrive in this offense. And you have Josh Jacobs with a new jersey number. I don't think last year was a fluke year. I don't think last year when he, led the entire league in rushing, I don't think that was a mistake. I see a very hearty Las Vegas win in the future. I'm very excited about this game, the Titans at Saints. Now, the Saints are actually a 3-point favorite. I'm going to go with the Titans. I am a huge Derek Carr fan. I think he's going to do so well in New Orleans. I think he's going to thrive, but I think there's 2 reasons why I'm picking the Titans. First one, top to bottom, Titans have the better roster. There's no Alvin Kamara for the Saints. They have Jamal Williams right now, who honestly is not bad. He's a really solid running back, but on the other side, the Titans running back, Derrick Henry, is playing the 9th worst rushing defense in the NFL from last season. So I'm very confident that the Titans win this game. Derrick Henry is a monster game, but don't count out Derek Carr just yet. Again, I really think he's going to have a great year in New Orleans as a Saint. Of course, I miss him. I would say a lot of the fans miss him. There's a video of his kids warming up on the Saints field, and when they scored a touchdown, they said, "Touchdown Raiders," which I love. It's very sweet, but he had to correct them that they are not Raiders anymore. But one of my favorite Raiders of all time is kicker Sebastian Janikowski. Finally, Sebastian Janikowski, the longtime place kicker for the Raiders, is Hall of Fame eligible, and I am so excited. Do I think Sebastian Janikowski is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer? No. Do I think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. Absolutely. He's a career 80.4% kicker. He's made a 63-yard field goal, which, by the way, was the NFL record for a pretty long time. He was selected in the first round for some reason in the NFL draft in the year 2000. Look, there's only 4 other kickers who are in the Hall of Fame, so I really hope that Seabass one day makes it into the Hall of Fame. And even better, with his buddy, longtime Raider punter Shane Lechler, I think he deserves a spot in there too. But I think someone that we have no questions will be in the Hall of Fame. That's right. It's Mr. Clayton Kershaw. So as I'm recording this, the Dodgers are currently 84-54. Hopefully they are on their way to win number 85 as I hit upload on this podcast. I think they are one of the best teams in the league after the trade deadline. They made all the right moves. They made all the necessary moves. And they just filled in all the gaps that they needed. We have Mookie Betts, who is 5th in the majors in home runs. He's also tied for 4th in the majors with RBIs at 99. And again, I'm hoping he has just gotten number 100. Mookie Betts is 7th in the league in batting averages with 313. But his buddy Freddie Freeman, and luckily a Dodgers teammate, is 2nd in the majors with 334. That's just... I think if you are a starting pitcher and you know that these are 2 of the 3 people that you are probably going to face, I wouldn't even walk up to the mound, honestly. I would be so scared to be playing these guys if I had to pitch to them. And I promise I just came up with this on the spot. A pitcher who I know would not be scared to face these guys, and I know that because he's done it before, Clayton Kershaw, who this special segment is about, the 22nd episode dedicated to Clayton Kershaw. So I want to have a couple of my favorite Kershaw moments, not necessarily his best, but certainly my favorite. Coming in at number 3, I'm going to go with this no-hitter. Now, I will address the obvious. We know that it was almost a perfect game. I'm not going to bring up Hanley Ramirez. I don't want to take away from Kershaw at all by discussing that, but his 15 strikeouts and no walks is truly one of the most dominant no-hitters ever, I want to say. Definitely in recent baseball history and recent memory. My second favorite Clayton Kershaw moment was the moment that he got 300 strikeouts in a season. That was October 4th, 2015. I was lucky enough to be at that game, and it was a really magical moment in the stadium. You know I love some October baseball, even though it was still regular season. There's only been 9 300 strikeout seasons in this century. There's been 34 total, but I'm just going to stick with the 21st century for this one. My favorite Clayton Kershaw memory was April 1st, 2013. I was sitting on my couch. It's opening day. We're playing the Giants. Who else comes up to bat in the bottom of the 8th when the game is tied 0-0? Well, that's Clayton Kershaw. He hit his first and so far only home run of his career at the most perfect time, and it was just such an amazing moment. It was on April Fool's Day. There were so many layers to it. That 2013 season was great. It was such a beautiful Dodger memory that I have of Clayton Kershaw. Honorable mention, when Clayton Kershaw finally got his ring in 2020, it was such an improbable year, to quote the late great Vin Scully, but for such a magical moment in baseball history, in Dodger history, in LA sports history, it just meant the world watching Clayton Kershaw finally get that ring that has eluded him all those years. And I'm looking at my Clayton Kershaw bobblehead right now. It really was such a perfect moment. I was at work watching that World Series game. It was still so special. I remember just running outside honestly, I just wanted to run outside. I felt like I needed to. And really, this has been a nice little episode reminiscing about Clayton Kershaw. But unfortunately, there are more LA sports. We do have to finish this episode. I need to move on and get out of this reminiscing state. So as I mentioned, it was a key moment in LA sports history, and that's because the other LA team that won the championship in 2020 were the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's jump right into it. And oh my goodness, the Lakers look great. They look unstoppable for a team that had just lost in the Western Conference Finals. They have only gotten so much better this offseason, and believe it or not, they were not done yet. Last night, the Lakers got Christian Wood, and I don't believe it. I don't know how that works. I don't know how we got so lucky, but we are a lethally deep squad over here in Hollywood. You see what I did there? Sorry about that. Gabe Vincent, Cam Reddish, Taurean Prince, Jared Vanderbilt, Max Christie, Jackson Hayes. These are all guys that could be on our bench. These are not, I have not even listed a for sure starter. These are all guys who are going to thrive alongside Braun, AD, Rui, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell even before we trade him. But we have such a stacked squad this year. I'm so happy about it. I really can't wait to watch some Laker basketball. We have NFL football, and I am just so happy. This is the best time of the year. This is truly one of the greatest moments of the year. It's the start of football season, and you get some great games. You go into the holidays. It is so fun, this stretch of time we're about to have. And I can't wait, and I'm so happy to be doing this and to be making sports podcasts for you guys, cutting them up, putting them on TikTok, which, by the way, please follow me on TikTok if you haven't already. That's about it for me today. 22 episodes strong. I want to keep doing this. I want to keep making better content for you, and I think I'm going to do just that. If you made it this far, subscribe, follow, like this video, do whatever you can to support. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for allowing me to keep making these podcasts and cutting them up and putting them on TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Instagram, of course. I only want to keep doing it. The support only fuels me to do it better than I did last week. And gosh darn it, I think that that's the direction we're heading in. So thank you so much for watching Small Talk Sports.